Losing time, I'm fading fast. I just wanna make it last. Try to let go of the past. I close my eyes, embrace the blast. Sleepless nights and headache stack. Restlessness to hell and back.
The moment I laid eyes on the iQOO 15 Ultra, another phone instantly popped into my head. Did anyone else feel that? The iQOO Pro, my very first 5G phone. But honestly, I think the iQOO 15 Ultra actually sits above the Pro series now, which probably explains why they've gone with the Ultra name this time. Compared to the regular iQOO 15, like I mentioned earlier in the video, both phones share the same processor. But where the Ultra really separates itself is in active cooling and performance tuning. Those are clearly taken up a notch. So let's jump in and see just how ultra this phone really is. A quick shout out to my tech partner from China for sharing this video. A big thank you for making this possible. Hey everyone, it's Maiky from techmaiky. If you love staying updated with the latest gadgets, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss out on our exciting tech content. Starting with the design, it continues iQOO's new visual direction. Beneath this single piece of glass, you can see multiple layered zones that give it real depth. The camera module looks like something straight out of a sci-fi spaceship, almost like a futuristic capsule. iQOO even printed the Ultra branding and fan logo directly onto the bezel. If you look closely at the edges of the camera area, you'll notice they've kept that scale-style pattern, along with a blue metal ring at the bottom. The chamfered edges look gorgeous, and when light hits it just right, it almost feels like it's glowing. And yes, the iQOO 15 Ultra still has RGB lighting, but this time it's better than ever. That light strip looks fantastic, and you get tons of ambient modes to choose from. I tried flowing light, pulse, heartbeat, and more. There's even an ambient sound mode. What does that mean? Basically, the microphone picks up surrounding sound and syncs the lighting to it. So if you're playing bass-heavy music, the lights react to the beat. It's all about emotional value, pure vibes. You also get lighting effects for incoming calls, startup, and other moments. Some people might say it just drains battery, but honestly, I see it as part of the fun. My unit is the 2044 version, and there's also the 2077 model, one in silver and one in black. In real life, the energy matrix pattern looks amazing, almost like waves of power moving across the back. From certain angles, you can even spot a blue glow in the center. On the black 2077 version, the orange glow stands out more depending on how you tilt it, while the silver model shows the honeycomb texture more clearly. Each has its own personality, so I'd recommend checking both in person to see which one clicks with you. The back uses an AF coating process, making it smoother and more comfortable than a typical skin-friendly finish. It's not glass though, and the frame is metal. The sides curve inward, giving it a really solid in-hand feel. What's also interesting is the frame's ultra-low temperature design. Under heavy loads, it stays cooler than most traditional phones, which is genuinely impressive from an engineering standpoint. And yes, the shoulder buttons are finally back on both sides. So, what do you think of this design? Now let's quickly talk about the display. This is a top-level Samsung 2K panel, and I think most people already know how good this screen is. Just look at that aspect ratio. It's beautiful. The large rounded corners line up perfectly with the rounded camera module, and that attention to detail really stands out. You're getting a 144 Hz refresh rate combined with 8T LTPO tech, so it delivers both smooth visuals and solid power efficiency. Manual brightness reaches 1000 nits, while local peak brightness goes all the way up to 8000 nits. Even at low brightness, it supports 21 and 60 Hz PWM dimming along with global DC dimming. Of course, ultrasonic fingerprint unlocking is here as well. No surprises there. Another nice touch is the pre-installed AR anti-reflective film, which is a big plus compared to other phones in this price range. I'd honestly suggest keeping it on. Powering everything is the Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen5, and that already says a lot. On top of that, you get what iQOO calls the performance trinity, pushing the hardware to its absolute limits. But what really makes this phone special is the self-developed Q3 independent display chip. With Q3 on board, you can run 2K super resolution, ray tracing, and 120 FPS all at the same time in games, something that's currently exclusive to iQOO. Let me zoom in and show you how characters look at 2K, 120 FPS with ray tracing turned on. Honestly, this frame alone could pass as a wallpaper. We also ran some benchmarks. On Antutu, it scored around 4.47 million points, easily the highest result I've personally seen on any phone. For gaming tests, we pushed 3 titles at full performance. First, we played in roaming mode for 30 minutes, and the frame rate stayed locked at max the whole time. Then we ran Genshin Impact in Hollow City for another 30 minutes, again holding full frame rate. Finally, we tested Delta Force at maximum graphics with 144 FPS enabled, and it also maintained full frame rate throughout. Beyond the powerful processor, another big reason this phone delivers such strong gaming performance is its Ice Dome active cooling fan. And this fan isn't like what you see on most other phones. It uses a 59-fin heatsink with seriously strong airflow. It's also dustproof and even waterproof, meaning if your phone accidentally falls into water, the fan itself is protected. That said, I definitely don't recommend playing games underwater. It's just not worth risking damage. The control interface for the fan is super straightforward. You simply turn it on and choose between low noise, smart, or extreme speed. If you're running heavy games or pushing your phone hard, you can switch to extreme speed to keep the motherboard cool. For most users, smart mode is more than enough since it automatically adjusts fan speed based on how you're using the phone. If you're playing games that need voice chat, like Goose-Tooth, you don't even have to turn it on. But if you do, low noise mode works well. It still cools the phone without being too aggressive, and it won't interfere with your voice. There's also an automatic start and stop feature. So once the phone reaches a comfortable temperature, the fan shuts off on its own. Now let's hear how loud it gets at full speed. I've placed the microphone right here. Everyone listen closely. Inside games, you can also toggle the performance panel where you'll find fan controls and other settings. With both the active cooling system and the processor working together, game performance stays stable. When it comes to actual gameplay experience, there are several standout features. First are the shoulder buttons I mentioned earlier. Let's jump into a game so I can show you. After swiping left, the game tools pop up. From there, you can enable shoulder button mapping. The presets give you combinations like left jump and right shoot, or left shoot and right jump, but I personally didn't love those, so I customized everything myself. I'll demonstrate in a moment. You can also tweak touch sensitivity, vibration feedback, and even the lighting effects when you press the buttons. The left side lights up blue, the right side red. The sensitivity is extremely high. I set mine to fire directly, and you can see how instantly it responds. Over here, this is hip fire, and this setup combines aiming and shooting. You can really feel how responsive it is. For MOBA games, the shoulder buttons can also be mapped for quick actions. For example, if you're about to get taken out and need to activate a revive item, it can trigger instantly. The vibration motor also adds a lot to the gaming experience. This phone uses a dual-axis vibration motor called Warhammer MAX, which supports vibration along both XO and Z-axes. In games like Genshin Impact, you'll feel subtle or crisp feedback when using skills or gliding. The vibration has layers to it and feels richer than traditional XO motors. On top of that, the iQOO 15 Ultra comes with dual coaxial symmetrical speakers, and they sound powerful. When you're playing Genshin Impact, footsteps blend beautifully with background music, almost like you're wearing headphones. The sound separation is really impressive. Another cool feature is motion sensing through the gyroscope. You can enable it in games, so tilting the phone moves the camera. Personally, I prefer the shoulder buttons. Once the gyroscope is on, the shoulder buttons are disabled, so you'll need to choose whichever style suits you better. The iQOO 15 Ultra packs a large 7400 mAh battery. Sure, it's not 8,000, 9,000, or even 1,000 mAh, but it supports 100-watt wired charging and 40 watts wireless charging, which really balances things out. We also ran a heavy 2-hour photography test, and afterward, the battery was still sitting at 94%. That's pretty impressive. I honestly didn't plan to talk much about the camera, but I couldn't help myself because the tuning feels very much like Vivo's Flagship style. So I took it out for some photos. The telephoto lens isn't super aggressive, but for this category, it performs well and I'm satisfied with it. You can think of it as classic Vivo imaging quality. I believe it competes strongly with other phones in the same segment, and in some cases, it's even better. All the photos I'm showing were casual shots. I happened to be in Beijing at the time, and the weather was incredible. The blue skies were stunning, so I ended up taking quite a few pictures. For a phone in this class, I'm very happy with its camera performance. To wrap things up, the base version of the iQOO 15 Ultra starts at 5,699 yuan in China, which is roughly 600 pounds in the UK or about $822 in the US. I can sum it up in one sentence. As the first Ultra phone in the iQOO lineup, it delivers performance levels that many other Ultra phones in this category simply can't match. It's one of the strongest performers in the iQOO family, and its design, imaging, and overall brand presence are all solid bonuses. Honestly, there aren't many gaming phones left that truly focus on esports. I genuinely believe the iQOO 15 Ultra is a real professional gaming phone. All right, that's it for today's video. Drop a comment, subscribe to the channel, and join our tech team for more updates. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.